for questions.
Yeah, well, I think we just got a feel for what it's going to be like here pretty much next couple months. I mean, Illinois plays as hard as any team that you'll play against. Their young guys did an unbelievable job in the game, and really we're right there to have an opportunity to win it most of the night. But they're a very, very tough team, and we knew that coming in, that just finding a way to win the game was the most important thing. And early on, we're going to have to play through some things to figure them out, because it's always a different change. It's a drastic style change, and we didn't handle it well early. We got better defensively in the first half, which allowed us to sort of creep back in. Our defense was a big key for the halftime score being what it was. Second half, I thought our guys adjusted offensively a lot better. Romeo was terrific, making plays. The other guys did a great job of connecting on screens. It's so important against them. Defensively, we were pretty good, and then we handled the zone when they switched and were able to get a lead. But to hang on, kind of knew they were going to continue to fight and make their run, which they did. And being able to make some free throws tonight was a real big key in the game as well. So we're just very fortunate, and obviously we're moving on to our next opponent, which is Michigan, which not a lot to be said for how good they are.
Mike?
Romeo had a personal 8-0 run coming out of the break at halftime. Did you challenge him at all, just to kind of maybe dictate things?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to be more aggressive. Sometimes you got to get the ball in his hands against a team like this, because he's traditionally not bringing it up. But we allowed him to bring it up a lot more, get the ball before we crossed half court a lot more, which allowed him to play with it in his hands. And that was a big change for us, just having a different guy coming off the screen, a different guy coming downhill on their big guys. And he was fantastic, I thought, in that role.
Obviously, he had 28 points, Romeo, but defensively, I guess, how have you seen him grow since maybe the start of the season until now? It seems like he's kind of really embraced that into the floor as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think, once, you saw him sort of as a guy early on be a little bit more cautious defensively. Now I think you see a guy that's very confident in knowing what to do. He's got great talent and length, so he's going to be an excellent defender. And he's got so much more experience to keep gaining. But his size and his length and some of the things that he can do on the ball and challenging shots and whatnot, causes some problems. And he can guard 1, 2, or 3 for the most part if we want him to guard any perimeter guy. So he's evolving. He continues to do what we ask him to do in terms of getting better. Like I've said before, he's as coachable of a guy as we have on the team. So it's a credit to him and his work ethic.
You talked about getting better kind of defensively as the first half went on, and I know the guys have talked about really wanting to make that part of their identity, just the way they defend. Where do you think they are in that process, and maybe what do you think where can they improve, I guess?
Well, the one thing that improves is obviously getting Robert back. Robert's an excellent defender for us, and those perimeter guys are playing a lot of minutes. So to have him back, that initially boosts our defense. We need more depth, but I think that you watch Justin and Juwan and their ability to cover and do some things. It's nice to see, and our guys are playing hard. We have a better way about us and understanding how you have to not give up easy baskets. And we're right there. We're right there where we can take another jump, though, I think, as well. And the big thing is our guys understand how hard you have to play defensively if you want to be any good.
Jeff?
How's good is he doing in ballpark it percentage-wise? What do you think he plays against Michigan or not?
I doubt he plays at Michigan. I would take that off the table. Today was the first day that Rob smiled in a long time, so I know he's feeling better. He's been doing cardio work. He's been doing some shooting. That's about it. And as he doesn't have any problems or setbacks, they keep letting him do more. But today was the first time that at shoot-around today, the first time I saw him where he was smiling. He had a really good way about him. So I think that's probably the first step in understanding he's feeling better.
Great.
JD said you guys had 6 shot clock violations defensively. Is the key to that ball pressure or just awareness of guys cutting to the basket? What's the key to that?
I just think the big thing when you have a defense that makes the offense work late in the clock, that you're not giving them their first or second look. They're having to work harder to get a good look, which the first action or the second counter action to that play is covered. And when you get under 15 or under 10, typically you're going to end up having to deal with a drive or a ball screen, and I think we're pretty good at identifying our coverages and whatnot. But I thought Illinois did a really good job compared to some of their other games of methodically trying to wear us down as well. They didn't shoot quick. They were organized in their half court and really trying to turn us and work us and work us. And when we did a good job, we got them late in the clock. And obviously we're trying to make teams shoot challenge shots at the end of the clock, not giving easy ones, but. Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's a team that, makes you play into that third side of the floor, even the fourth at times. If you're giving up baskets on the first or second side, that's not very good.
Mike?
You've had a pretty long stretch of 5 or 10 minutes into the game being down 5 or 10 points. Is this a team that needs a little bit of urgency, or is it just finding what you want to do defensively and getting comfortable on that end?
Oh, are you saying that's becoming a habit type of thing? Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do again with offense. Your offense has got. We got some good shots early in the game, just didn't make them. But when you're playing against good teams, you score. You're not going to shut them out. You got to score too. But 15-13 in the first 4 minutes, and then after that, I thought we took a step back in the game. A big step back after we sort of did that, and then I think we regained our composure a little bit and got our defense going. Our guys know that if we're going to be successful, though, it's defense to offense. It's not allowing easy baskets. It's rebounding and being able to get down the other end. And we ended up shooting 25 free throws. We were pretty efficient. We only turned it over 15 times, and against that team, in many ways, that's a pretty good thing. And for us, we'll keep getting better. We didn't shoot the open threes well tonight. I think we made 2 in the game. I think we were 2 for 12 in the game, 1 for 8 at the half. So you have to look at those threes and say, were they good? I don't know how many of our first half threes were really good. I think when we shoot quick and we shoot a lot of threes early in the game, that tends to get us out of sorts.
Kind of going back to the shot clock, is this a team that you think uses the shot clock well? It just feels like they understand when they can get a team deep into a shot clock, how to kind of take things away there at the end of the possession.
Well, we work, very, very hard in practice at 12 seconds or less on the clock defense. And at the end of the day, sort of what you're going to be dealing with under 12. You're going to deal with high ball screens. You're going to deal with some type of an action where you're picking and popping. And, for us, we work on it every day under 12, being able to get a stop. We get a stop under 12 seconds when the clock is late. So I think our guys identify and understand what type of things we're going to be looking at the end of the clock, and we try to work on them.
Coach Trip Frazier came into the game for Illinois, one of their best players, if not their best player, shooting 43% from behind the arc. With 7 minutes to go, he'd only gotten 3 off behind there and hadn't hit one yet. Did you guys anticipate being able to defend him?
Well, he's very, very aggressive. I thought he played a very solid game where he wasn't hunting shots early in the game. You could tell he was trying to run their offense and get guys involved. And then later in the game when he needed to sort of get going, I thought he was pretty aggressive. I also thought we did a decent job on him, just keeping him, for the most part, in front of us. He only got 1 3 across half court off the dribble, which he loves to do late in the game as well. We stopped him early and didn't allow him to get to the line. But he's a really, really good player. I was really, really impressed, to be honest with you, with Georgie and Io. Those 2 guys are 2 really, really good freshmen in our conference. Those guys are going to be a problem come February and March as they get their experience in.
All right. Anything else?
Is that it?
Thanks.
Thanks.